Hello and welcome to my channel, the channel where we make structural engineering design simple and easy. My name is Olodukumedi and I'm your host. I want to say big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and those who are yet to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. We will really appreciate that. So today we'll be talking about how to detail slab, how you can call your bars and things like that. That is what we will be talking about today. So when you have your architectural drawing, after you've bring out your slab general layout, let's say you brought it out like this. So I want to show us how we got this number. This is the number of reinforcement. This is, let me do something. So this becomes the diameter. This becomes the diameter of. This is now the diameter of the bar, and this becomes a collar number. This is the spacer, and this is the position where it is. So we are having 5y 12, diameter 12, and the call-up number is 03, a spacing of 200, and is placed at the bottom. So typically when you want to do your, let's assume you're having your slab of 150, you're having a slab of 150, let's say. So what you do now is, if you want to produce your slab, let's assume from here we're having a 3-meter slab. Let's assume a 3-meter slab. We're having a 3-meter slab is an assumption. So what we can do, let's say a section of our slab. This is a section of our slab. If we take concrete cover to be 30, we can do 25, let's say 25 as our concrete cover. So for us to get the concrete cover, if you come here, this is copy, you see mirror, you see whatever you need on this. These are where we get all those from. Offset, that is what we use to get our number. And most time, if you do the shortcut offset, is just press O. If you press O, you get this, or you take your offset here. This is your offset. So depending, if you say offset, it will show you specify offset distance or true erase layer, whatever. So we are taking 25, let's say 25. You press enter, click, and we click. So if you look here now, it becomes, and let's say we still take 25 as our cover here. Let's say we take 25 as our cover. And this is 25. So if we chamfer or we can extend, it all depends. I think the next video I will try and explain most of all this command that I'm doing, but for now I just want to explain something to you. We either chamfer or we extend. If we still do this, let's say offset 25, this is what we do. So if we assume this to be the grid lines, so typically we'll be doing a lot of detailing. We'll be doing a lot of detailing. So let's say this is 3. We have this 3 meter now. So for your 3 meter now, you know we're having we'll be having this as the turn up, which is for you to get your length up, it will be the length times 1.25 factor of safety times, since this is the edge, is not the support, is not a continuous, we use 0.13. So if you multiply this, the length is 3 meter here, the length is 3 meters. So if we do that now, we say length 3 meters times 1.25 times 0.13. So we are looking at, for let's say 600 or 500 depending, we'll now offset, let's offset 500 from here, do 500. We do same. This is mirror. I will show you all this later on. You trim. So typically, let me change the color. Typically, this is how your beam should look. Your beam. Typically, this is how your beam, all this is how we got all this. This is how we got all this. So if you want to call this bar, for you, the first one we are calling number 1, number 2, number 3. So this is how you do. This is just a section. I'm showing you, this is the plan. Most time we do it this way on plan so that you understand what you are doing. So I will show us how we call these bars, how we got all this. That's what I want to show you. So normally what we do next is, this is what we do. If we want to call this bar now, if we want to call this bar, we want to call this bar, let's assume this, the number, let's assume it's this one now, let's assume, let's assume this, and it's moving from from here. Wherever it's moving from, let's assume it's moving from here. Okay, now let's do this. There's another beam, another bar running from here to here at spacing of 200. Spacing of 200. Let's assume so. Please follow. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so we're good. So what we are doing here now, we take this now, we take 300 divided by 200, it will give us 15. So we now say if we want to call this one bars, now we can say if they are the same, if this and this they are the same, you now say 15y12. Let's assume this is the first bar you are calling at 200 and bottom. But instead of you writing bottom, you just write B to shorten it. So this is how you get your whatever you are doing. You take the distance, the distance of the slab here, divided by the spacing. When you divide it by the spacing, most time you add 1 to it. If you take from here to here, divided by the spacing, add 1 to it, that becomes this number. Then the diameter of the bar you are using comes next, followed by the call number, followed by the spacing, and followed by the position. If it's on top at the support, you say T, or if it's at the bottom, you say B. So whatever it is, this is how you get your bar. So I hope this is a bit clear. But if you still have any issue or anything, please feel free to respond to or comment on our mail, and we'll be glad to explain further. So until I come again next time, remain blessed.